Great, let's dive on into this one here. This was a viewer submission, like most of the decks that I play here on stream. If you have your own sweet Runeterra deck that you'd like to be played on stream at some point in the not too distant future, you can do that by following the directions on my website there. This is Braum, Swain, Midrange. Braum got a buff 2 patches ago now, so he has a point of power, and he creates a Mighty Poro the first time he survives damage, and then he levels up when he survives 10 total damage. He's self-enabling a little bit with his regeneration and his challenger, but in order to make him a little bit easier to level up, we also pair Braum with a variety of pump spells, such as Fury in the North and Take Heart, and then one of the best pump spells in this game, I think, right now, Yildrin, thank you for the 12 months. Let's get your sword to go with this shield, is, I think, Transfusion is probably the best pump spell in the game. Not only does this help you make your Braum bigger so he can take more damage quicker, but it can also deal damage to your Braum in a pinch. Transfusion synergizes with our other champion in this deck as well, which is Swain, who is someone that helps us close out games once we've got into the mid-game. So Swain levels when you've dealt 12 total non-combat damage. He is a 3-attack fearsome, so he can only be blocked by things with 3 or more power. Whenever he deals damage to the enemy nexus, he deals an extra 3. So he kind of self-enables as well if he can get through. And then his leveled mode here says, whenever you deal non-combat damage to the enemy nexus, stun the strongest back row enemy. Swain pairs very well, as someone's mentioning in chat. This is some of the best late game you can get in Runeterra right now with Leviathan. So 8-drop, 5/8 overwhelm. When you play it, it draws Swain. So whenever you have Leviathan, you have a Swain to go with it, which is great. And at the round start, it deals 1 damage 3 times. This is super powerful with Swain because it triggers Swain's leveled text 3 times. So basically, if you have Leviathan plus Swain out, you stun their 3 strongest back row units every turn, which makes it very easy to get in and end the game. And then the bottom of this deck has the Crimson Disciple, Demolitionist package, along with some Crimson Curator to have early cards that play to the board for us against aggro decks to block, but against control decks and combo decks, these cards also do a good job of applying pressure. We mix in a little bit of interaction in things like Flock, Culling Strike, and Death Sand. We've got ourselves something that's hopefully pretty reasonable. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this and see how it goes. Transfusion has the highest win rate of any pump spell. It's fair to say it's the best. Yep. Ezreal and Swain. They could be aggressive being a Noxious deck. I think this hand's actually pretty good, and I'm just going to keep all 4 cards. If whether or not they're aggro or mid-range, I think all of these cards are reasonable. Cosmetics. Got our pleb board, our pleb pet, none of our nice emotes. Apologize to chat that we currently appear like we don't have any money. I know I'm letting you down.
Safeguard our homes.
That's great, Jukebox. We'll talk about my Poro friend. I mean, the rainbow... Okay, listen, this Poro's cute, fine, but the rainbow Poro is way cuter, right? I think I just go ahead and Death Sand to kill this here. It might be right to just trade these two, but...
Save me, Luke.
You're a temporarily embarrassed whale, exactly, you get me.
I found my family, my bloodkin.
Is it too aggressive to attack with this and then transfusion off of here if they block? I feel like the answer is no. Like, I get to draw a card, and then this will generate a thing as well, too. I think the Rainbow Poro is only free during Pride Month. You want to save it for Braum? Yeah, that's fair. I'm just gonna pass. Is Rainbow Poro still available? Does anybody know? Okay, with that, do I save it with Transfusion? Now can I save it? I think I'm just gonna pass here. Bank some spell mana.
Come, Clara, we have much to teach you.
I can't wait.
Come, Clara, we have much to teach you.
For the Empire.
Swain's getting very close to leveling if this happens. It's a little unfortunate. So their Swain's at 8 of 12. Ours is at 7 of 12. That's a little unfortunate. I got to offer this trade. Perfect. Why do champions pop up when you play specific cards? Because the champions popping up lets you know that one of their level up conditions is met. So you can see here, their Ezreal is 6 out of 8 towards leveling up. Yeah, culling kills both their champions. So the fact they're playing 3 of this is real good. Yikes. Yikes. I think we're dead. Are we dead? I kind of feel like we're dead. We're on the rank floor. I'm gonna say we're dead. Yeah, we got pretty good. Let's get rid of our pleb board. Just like in arena, once we hit the rank floor, we can't fall back down. Let's fix we lost because we didn't have our cosmetic chat. That was the issue. Gotta equip our pay to win so we run better. They weren't appropriately intimidated because they didn't see all of our cosmetics. We have one of the premium card backs. We're playing a mirror of sorts. Kindly Tavern Keeper is probably not very useful. Well, I guess they could be aggressive too. Wow! Is this the best 2-3-4 curve? Heyo. So Crimson Awakener, believe it or not, all the cards that say Crimson on them have synergy. And the real awesome part is all the cards that say Crimson on them talk to each other when you play them out. Runeterra does such a good job of making the cards feel alive. It's fantastic. We're also attacking on evens, which is great here.
I'll try anyone once.
Okay, so do I want to Death Sand this or play this? And I drew this now, so there could be an incentive to go Crimson Disciple into this on 4 and then do this on 5. I might do that. I think I'm just going to let this happen. I'll play this out, because then they don't have a good attack with this.
Hello, dear. What have you got us into now?
No blocks here.
Come, Clara, we have much to teach you.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. For those of you wondering why the game music changed, the music that you hear varies depending on what game board you've selected, which is wonderful.
You have a memory.
That's a touch unfortunate. Bit of a risk with hitting that one as opposed to one of our Crimson Disciples to start. This is actually a pretty good draw because it means that we'll be able to kill Braum with this.
I love a man with style.
So that gets our Swain to 10 out of 12, which is wonderful.
Remember the objective.
2-drop is very good on Braum. You're not wrong. They have a pump spell for this. Doesn't look like it. Sweet. So they killed that. We get to kill their Braum. We take 4 here. Yeah, Swain's leveled if we get to him. So is theirs though.
Lead us to victory, Grand General.
I think I kill this to try and get around them dealing more direct damage to me. Swain is very quick to level, you're not wrong. So now every time they deal non-combat damage to my Nexus, they get to stun our strongest back row unit. Which is scary. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this so I don't burn all my mana this turn. Yeah, if kindly Innkeeper's their play, that's really good for us. I think agree.
You can see the Demacian border from here. Let's show our friends they do. Good luck. Have fun. We should be friends. Destination in sight. Bring these lands.
So we're dead. I could have Furied to kill Swain. Yeah, maybe that's better. I wanted to get my Leviathan down. But I think that's the game. They got their Leviathan plus Swain down first. We can use Fury to block next turn. Yeah, that's true.
Prepare the cargo. There is no excess when victory is at stake.
You think we want 3, Percy? I thought 3 was too many. The original submission I had 3. What should I cut to fit the 3rd back in? You want to trim an iron? Yeah, that's probably fair. You want to cut an awakener? Yeah, it's probably fair. I really like irons. Iron is like really good with the cheap crimson units. I think this game would do as best of 3 with sideboards. I think a number of the tournaments in this game have mimicked alright, sorry. They're playing Ezreal Karma Control, which I think means I mulligan for more aggressive cards to start. Which I did not find any of here, which is unfortunate. I think rather than exploring sideboards, I think the exploration of multi-deck tournament formats is pretty good, and that's what a lot of the community-run Runeterra tournaments have leaned towards. I also unlike Magic, I don't think this game really needs sideboards. Like, Magic's a game that has so much variance built into it that you need best of 3 to balance things out. Whereas, like, Runeterra has so little non-games in it, playing best of 1 on the ladder feels more than fine.
I found my family, my bloodkin.
Sure, maybe Babbling is better than Awakener. I could see that. Because you just want as many Leviathans as possible.
I see every move.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm supposed to Death Sand this. This was a mistake on my sequencing. I was going to Transfusion if they blocked this here, but... yeah, this was definitely a bad sequencing on my part. I should have done this pre-combat rather than letting them get to a block there. I'm gonna Transfusion to save this. Yeah, Runeterra does a really good job of taking the best parts of Magic and getting rid of the nonsense parts. Like, even... this could generate... even the... like... it has Magic Stack for the best parts of Magic Stack without having the tedious parts of Magic Stack, if that makes sense. Asaroth, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I have 2 Swain, so I'm going to play the first one out here aggressively. Magic doesn't have Magic Stack with Tef Free Legal in every format. That's true. You're not wrong. Attack with just this rather than offering the trade on my 5-3 for their 3-2.
Your attack is obvious.
Sure.
My friend.
Swain is at 8 out of 12 non-combat damage. And again here, like when we're at this point in the game, Leviathan is just all we want to draw every turn, right?
Prepare the cargo! There is no excess when victory is at stake.
Can I Ravens flock my own thing to level my Swain? I think the answer is yes. Right?
I will break.
Why no Omen Hawk in the Lux Ash deck? I don't know. I don't think I had a good cut for it. It was a viewer submission initially, but I don't think I had a good cut for it offhand. So this'll happen. It'll stun all their stuff. We'll open attacks for 9. Yeah, they're planning on using most of the League IP pop. So they intend to release new card sets every 2 months, with every 6 months, so every 6th card set, adding a new region, which is a color. So unlike Magic, where there's just static colors, this game will have more colors as the game goes on. And I want to just open on attacks here, right? Because if this connects, it wipes out their back row.
Ionia speaks through me.
We could die next turn. Okay, yeah, wait. I can Avalanche, and then Swain, and then this turns into Swain's spell, which lets me kill her. Okay, so this works out. We want to take Karma out of play.
By my hand, Noxus rise. Grand General.
Okay. Good sequencing, good sequencing.
Artillery barrage. I will break.
Is there an easy way to know what cards your opponent knows? I actually don't think there's anything on the interface that shows you that yet. Yeah, there's no eyeball as of yet. Never in my life would I have thought Pioneer would be less interactive than Modern. You know, here we are. This could kill us. I don't really have anything to do here, so let's just go ahead and do that.
Victory is at stake.
I'm glad we killed the Karma. Do what to stun him? Yeah, I think we just pass and hope we're not dead and kill them next turn, right? This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Firing.
We could stun Ezreal. This doesn't do anything. This doesn't stun it. Nah, I think I'd rather... I think we just, like, hope to not be dead here. I think, like, playing this and transfusioning is nonsense. I think I'd rather play to win and just play the other Leviathan out.
Such little life. Artillery barrage! Lead or Noxus. Witness strength.
Could be dead to burst spells here. Did we do it? Did we do it?
Skill and grace tear your
We did it!
History will remember us.
Transfusion would have triggered Swain to stun edge. No, Swain only triggers when you deal damage to the opponent. I think people are right that we just, like, are on the get... I think people are right that I just want to be on the get all the boats plan. I'm gonna add a babbling as like add babbling as a fourth boat, basically. I don't think I want a fifth boat, but I think fourth boat sounds good. Yeah, tutor for the tutor. Go dog. Okay, aggro matchup. They could be a little bit elusive, but I think I'm keeping this. My favorite regions are champs. I really like Lux as a champion. Like her design a lot. Lux and Shen. Although I also really like the Demacia beatdown deck, so probably Demacia for my favorite region.
Let me show
You made me pick.
what I can do. Advent, come here, handsome.
Hello, dear. What have you got us into now?
Hello, Dia. With the elixir here, I like playing this out pre-combat, because if they play a blocker out, we can attack and then combat trick.
Silent as death. Delicious. You cannot escape.
Sure.
The dark beckons.
So little shenanigans there. Blocked, bounced their thing, replayed their thing. Probably just playing Braum here this turn.
The order rewards its faithful.
Let us get going.
I'm gonna take 4 here. Elusive is similar to flying, so I can't block because I don't have my own elusive things. We'd love to draw Pyroclasm here. What Demacia deck? Demacia Bannerman. I think I'm just gonna go wide and try and kill them here.
To teach you.
I can't wait.
I can play out Disciple and Sentry and still Transfusion this turn.
How about a game of cash? Ah, Braum shield much too heavy for you.
My turn.
This is fun, yes?
I think I'd rather push 2 damage than generate a unit with this.
Is that all?
They'll block something with this. I'll Elixir of Iron, and then we'll Raven's Flock to finish him.
Hey, buddy, what
Although I suppose I don't need to do this because they have an axe here, so if they block here and I put this to 4 toughness, they'll just give this a 4th attack since they have so many cards. So if they block the 2/2, I am not going to Elixir, and we can still Ravens block.
Now we're cooking.
So we'll say, okay, this can happen. A battling ally strikes another battling enemy. Sure. That's a good one for Braum. So Draven's gonna level here.
What's my name?
But I have a Poro, and then I get to Ravens block Draven off the board. And it feels like we're in a pretty good spot then, huh? I'm gonna go up to 6 mana next turn.
Raven down. It is easy, see?
That's a great one for helping us race here as well. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna go triple 2-drop here. The IP in this game is just fantastic, Za. Could not agree more. Oh, I don't have room to triple 2-drop on my bench, huh? Scotch awkward. Maybe I'll play something that we can trade with in combat. They don't play something that's worth trading with. Do we just play Swain?
By my hand, Noxus rise.
I could pass because they're guaranteed to attack. Yeah, that's true. They could still play something else out here. Yeah, it is, Otz. It's not just like you're going, it's not like you're just going through the motions because you used to play Magic. Yeah, I should have passed there. Well, this thing has Overwhelm. Well, that's super unfortunate.
Let's see what you can do.
Maybe this is wrong to block with. Maybe I'm supposed to block with this because of this.
Time for the money makers.
Yeah, I think I messed that up. I shouldn't have played this lane there. Why are we giving him axes? Oh, 10 card hand size, got it. That makes sense.
It's just blood.
This is fantastic, because now I can take cart Braum and have him fight Draven in combat here.
Do not enter the shrouded path.
I walk your path alone. For the Empire.
The few for the many.
You for the many.
It's a real shame we don't have this leveled and ready to go. We're 1 point off. And honestly, the fact that we're 1 point off here means that the fact that I blocked with the wrong thing, I should have, if I would have blocked with this Poro last turn and kept my 2/3, the 2/3 would have leveled Swain here, which would have put me in a much better spot. Would be in a much better spot if Swain was leveled here. Remember, if this connects, they take an extra 3, so they're probably going to chump with Zed, I imagine. I suppose they could also axe these. Yeah, they have infinite cards in their hand, but they don't have too much mana. Opponent messed up, I guess. Maybe played the wrong card. I don't even think that's a standard thing, Blue Man. I think just on average, the core game design of Runeterra has just a lot more in-game decisions than the average game of Magic. Even in Magic's good formats, I don't think they come close to the amount of in-game decisions on average you make in Runeterra. And I've talked about this in the past, but like the thing Magic does well usually is lean on its history, which is actually why 2019 and 2020 Magic was so offensive, because there were so many pushed cards in there that they invalidated a lot of Magic's history, which meant Magic's greatest strength, its deep card pool to allow interesting deck building, was largely just rendered obsolete. I think I'm going to keep one of these, and we'll keep these other 2. Culling Strike's a better pickup than that. It's a good mulligan. Hey, thanks for the anonymous gift, whoever that was. I appreciate it. Holy Helix Fossil, thanks for 34 months. Welcome back. Well, and so that was something we talked about, and that was actually something that a number of people talked about on Twitter, which was that it feels like Wizards of the Coast's most recent ban list changes feel like they're making their decisions based purely on looking at numbers, and they're not putting any context to those numbers or making an effort to understand why those numbers are what they are. Hey, another anonymous sub-giftee. Thanks for gifting one to Felker. I appreciate it. Alright, so I think I just play Curator here because it keeps Precious Pet at home.
Let's do this.
I'm going to say, go ahead, that's fine, hit me with this. I'm going to pass and see what they do. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Avalanche here, I think. And then that lets me finish this with a Death's Hand. It also gives an incredible amount of level up progress towards Swain here. Don't transfusion me, don't transfusion me, don't transfusion me, don't transfusion me, don't transfusion me. Everything worked out better than expected, chat. Everything worked out better than expected. Alright, do I want to Crimson here to have a chump blocker? I think so.
We have much to teach you.
I can't wait.
Coming right up.
Fine, fine.
Going down to 10 here is scary. Opponent's deck has an incredible amount of reach on average. We could definitely just die from here. Definitely get burned out. That's an okay pickup.
Is it the boosters? Who knows?
I'll try anyone once.
Let's show our first over your pet.
They didn't have transfusion last turn. Okay.
You suck.
Something halfway there.
Empire.
Something living on a prayer.
For the glory break, they'll burn. Look what you did.
Yeah, harrowing's gonna be real scary. For sure.
Empire above all. By my hand, Noxus.
They would have had to burn 2 cards to kill Braum, right?
Strike at their foundations.
Come here, darling.
Know your place.
Routes closed.
Let's see what you can do.
I think I block like this so I don't die to decimate. I think is the goal. Oh, I die to decimate regardless because they have spinning axes, right?
Let's get a good look at you.
Left for a snack?
I guess this leaves me dead to a deal 2. It might have been better to Curator plus Death Sand this turn. 1000% opening on attacks.
Edge or perish. You met my shield?
Your path ends here.
We are so close, chat. I'm not missing anything, right? We're just dead. I can't kill her. This only deals 2. So, worth noting there that if I could have blocked differently to play around that, right? Like, if I had blocked to not leave them with anything that had 3+ toughness. Hey, Felcrow, thanks for the sub gifty. If I would have blocked it away, I could have blocked it away to not leave them with things that couldn't die to my 2/1. So I actually could have played around that card there with my blocks in the previous turn. And again, that's the level of player agency and decision making, and like when you're familiar with which cards are being played, and if you think through the permutations, you can have counterplay in situations like that. It's really easy to take a loss like that and write it off as, oh, they're lucky they peeled their card, but if we would have stopped and thought through, okay, what's happening here, I could have not given them that as an out. Culling's probably not very good here. I think Death Sand's probably going to keep Transfusion with the Braum. Hopefully we draw a Crimson unit. A couple of draws to do that. Perfect.
Victory requires a sharp blade. Let me show you what I can.
Whoa, 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 Carbonated Water, man. Inverter's not a big deal. It only has a 49% win rate. Come on now.
For the hand!
Edvin, come here, handsome.
Hello, dear. What have you got us into now?
Hello, dear.
Let's get a good look at you.
this trade's good for me.
Look what you did.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
Gulling is really well positioned in this format right now. Ever since they buffed Braum. Super powerful card.
Nothing can stop me.
See if they open on attacks here or not. I assume they will, at least with the 5/4. If they don't open on attacks, we're in a pretty okay spot. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. Just like give you some attack, make another thing. And then like I have take heart and transfusion here to like potentially mess them up in combat.
To action.
Will you be quiet?
Do I take heart to finish this or Death's Hand? Take heart means I take less damage, which is probably ideal.
I refuse.
Oh, he also survives? Yeah, that's much better. That's really funny. Survives as an 8-1 at that. That's great. I'd like to open attacks. Please play a burn spell on him. Please play a burn spell so we can Fury the North. He is a thick boy, chat. He is a thick boy.
Will no one listen?
Will no one listen? Deal 2 damage to an enemy and then rally. Holy crap, we just got savaged. That is brutal.
My friend.
Yeah, that's a new one for me. Am I taking build around submissions? Theoretically, if I think I could do something with them. And we're just dead, right? It's a big swing. Hey, just open an attack here and kill us. That's sweet. I think my deal 3. Does this game work like Magic, where when you kill something, if you remove all targets, the rest of the spell fizzles? Also, Death's Hand tier specifies enemy, so even if that is an option, this can't hit our own thing. Braum, Anivia. This is really good if we draw a Crimson unit, but like this is also good with the Crimson unit. I think it's a little bit better. Although, I suppose they don't have a ton of direct damage in these colors, so maybe I'd rather keep the threat. Yeah, I think I'm either keeping Demolitionist or Transfusion, and I think because they're not on damage-based removal, I'd rather have the Demolitionist. Yeah, we're definitely the beatdown in this matchup. I think I'm waiting to play this until post-Curator.
I found my family, my bloodkin. The bloodier the better.
Come on in.
Transfusion's a great pickup.
I'm rich.
It's like, feels a little bit bad, but at the same time, getting a Fury there for a Crimson Curator, I think is a worthwhile exchange for us. Hey, Blitz, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it.
I need the reputation.
Ooh, where's my dashboard? It's not loading up. Are we just playing Swain? Do I like this style of mulligan? Yeah, it's more skill testing than all or none. Gives you more decision points as a player. Something with Ash and Babbling Berg with Ash is the only 5+ power card. Yeah, I think we could try something like that. I think I like getting Swain down here because applying pressure with this is noise. That's less noise. Less noise.
It's nothing personal.
Let's talk about your task.
Getting to trade an elixir here for their Tavern Keeper is great. Plus we generate a unit here. Just quite fantastic. We are almost 8 mana, so we'll probably want to play Babbling next turn. So that way we can Leviathan the following turn. Leviathan's the only 5+ power unit in this deck, so Babbling's guaranteed to draw it. Yeah, Crimson. The fact that Crimson Curator is like self-enabling sometimes too, once you hit him the first time, is nice.
You must teach me when you have time. I'll think about it.
It's good. Good beats. I'm just gonna pass here and bank some mana.
Fine, fine.
Get to draw 2 cards here. Alright, well we just drew the Leviathan, so that's nice.
Looking for some action, Ed?
Blood exists to be pumped, no?
Blood exists to be pumped, no?
These old eyes still see far and clear.
I found my family. My blood.
So we're gonna want to kill this egg before they get to 10, because when they get to 10, this comes back. Blad, if you submitted Braum and Ivia, that's fine. You could just donate for it. I'm definitely okay to accept that one.
Bloodier the
I think I'm okay with them trading these off. I basically need room on my bench at this point.
Ready the torches.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work out just fine.
Alert the villain.
And then I'm going to go ahead and Death's Hand this egg before they have Furia. And then next turn, we'll get to drop the Leviathan down, depending on what they do.
Something ancient stirs.
Man, Swain is super far off of leveling, huh?
For my homeland!
Not the face.
A world in perfect stillness.
Oh crap, am I at 10 cards here? Yeah, I'm gonna burn my card for the turn. That's unfortunate.
Lady Elise, where are you?
Oh, I can't wait.
If they don't break, they'll burn. Few for the many.
Be grateful I even noticed.
They could have a sweeper here, but they probably don't want to sweep their egg. That's it? Vile Feast, sure.
Hurts.
You have to get me out of here.
Find the Fury of the North. Alright, let's find out if they have another Fury, huh? This is their second Fury, so let's see if they have a third one. They could have another way to protect this too, but... Really? Okay, come on. Yeah, play some, use your mana. Okay, so in response to that, I'm gonna kill this egg. I think it's better to let them draw cards than it is to give them the Anivia. They could hit something like a Rekindler here, but I think we're still better off.
How can Braum help?
How can Braum help? I think Legends of Runeterra has a good competitive future. I mean, even bad games can have good competitive futures if the companies put money behind them.
By my hand, Noxus
I think the core mechanics of Legends of Runeterra make for a very excellent game. Do you have a vengeance or something here?
indecision.
Double burn spell, perhaps? Avalanche into... Sure? Sure. You report, huh?
These big as tombstones.
Time for talking. Ha! This is fun, yes? It is easy, see?
What am I playing this turn? Is it just Leviathan? It could be Braum. It could be like Braum plus Aristocrat here too. Just swing and force a clear? Well, they just block here, right?
Patience, tactician's greatest. Let us get going.
Yeah, I think I like Braum, and then depending on what they do, we attack and hook the 3/3 so they can't block this. And there's the sweeps. That means Crimson Awakener should be lethal.
Sure, waste my time.
Sure, waste my time.
Yeah, whatever.
Can you be more specific, Meister? What do you think explicitly my opponent... Just, in general, I just timed someone out because I expect people in chat to give my opponents the same courtesy I demand of myself, which is that if you want to be critical of plays my opponent's making, be specific on things that you would do differently and why. Don't just throw random insults at my opponent. Like, I don't tolerate you doing that to me. I don't want to tolerate doing that to them. It's fine to, like, point out mistakes and explain why they're mistakes and help people learn, but just, like, needlessly crapping on people isn't helpful or constructive. Opponent's playing an aggressive deck here. Sentry, Curator, Transfusion sound great to start. Swain's a little bit expensive, so I'm gonna mulligan him. Perfect. Another 3-drop is great. I think Ruination was worth it on that board. Yeah, quite possibly. It's tough. It's tough to know too, just because, like, you know, it's especially hard to critique my opponent's plays because we're not able to critique their play with full information, right? Like, we can't accurately say, oh, they made the wrong sequence here because we don't know what their other sequences could have been.
Time for the main event.
We're probably jumping with Sentry here. Draws a card.
I need the reputation.
Nothing but Noxian might!
It's nothing personal.
Got an axe with your name on it. Get ready, girl.
See if they have a trick of their own here. They could have a similar play like Transfusion, this pump this. Wow, I feel like this board trading off here is good for us. Nah, you're just missing matchups, Panda. I think the opponent's deck's one of the more popular decks right now, but it definitely hasn't been every match, far from it. I'm gonna play a 3-6 out here. They attack, will block. Yeah, I agree, Plaid. I don't think their sweeper was necessarily wrong in that last game at the end. Like I said, it's very contextual, not knowing what else is in their hand. Walnut Juice, thank you for the quarter of year. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. I think I want to just keep my health total high here. They want to spend something else killing this. I think that's fine too. And basically trying to survive to get to Leviathan. Yeah, like this exchange seems huge for us. Like, my opponent has 7 cards in hand, but 3 of them are Draven Spinning Axes, so they like only have 5 real cards here. Which is quite excellent.
For the Empire.
Thanks, Gosh. Think I'm supposed to pass there? I don't know.
By all means, get in my way.
I feel like doing this is fine.
Coming in hot!
I'm out of their league.
Try me.
think I'm fine with this trade. Actually, it doesn't even have to be a trade, right? I can Elixir Iron. I guess I can Axe to finish to trade these, but I'm pretty okay with that. I feel like my opponent was too defensive this game. However, if they have like 2 Harrowings in their hand, playing defensive is fine. So like I said, it really depends on like what the context of their leftovers are. Yeah, like there's a Harrowing. Probably dead. And this is a good example of like what we were just talking about, right? Why it's so hard to be critical of like what your opponent's plays are making, because like their plays this game seemed like they were really misassessing their role, when in reality they had a Harrowing that they were lining up the entire time. So like their plays were fine given the context of what was in their hand. Yeah, I mean, I could Harrowing plus bird this and then trade here, and then I take 2, 9, and I'm going to 7. So we're not just dead. Or we're taking 2 more here. We're going to 5. We're not just dead, but we're not in a great spot either. I suppose I can take heart. I guess the Tavern Keeper. Oh, fuck me. That kills my thing too. This is 11, 12. We'll go to 2. We'll play this. We'll go back up. Not just dead, but in a very bad spot.
Draven out. Warm hearts and hot soup. Conquest for Empire.
If they don't have a second Harrowing, we can win this game. If they do have a second Harrowing, we're probably dead.
Fuse is lit. Forward.
Dead to Decimate now as well.
Sure about that?
Hey, Coffee Bear H2, Coffee Beer H2O. Thanks for the half year. Welcome back. I'm not dead yet. This is the second Harrowing here. Yeah, get me. Bonus deck is very good. We played it for a bit yesterday. Harrowing really lets you have a kind of like a get out of jail free card in a lot of situations. Yeah, opponent played that really well, knowing that they had double Harrowing. Shout out to everybody that's liked this tweet. It has 10 times the number of likes as the Wizards of the Coast tweet I responded to. Likes and retweets on that would appreciate it. Anivia Tide Mirror. I think I'm mulliganing the tricks and keeping the threat. Harrowing is their go up over the top play. Yes. Is Draven better than Elise for the Harrowing deck? I have no idea, Panda. I try better than you, Ish. I try. Oh, if I was subject to Wizards, like, disparagement clause that they put the MPL under, I wouldn't make any money on the MPL. It's actual 0.
Safeguard our homes.
Get an empty mana gem and then heal your Nexus. They're ramping up, chat. Ramping up.
unite us all.
The War Mother will unite us all.
Nothing escapes my watch.
We're gonna up Fury of the North and trade here.
Today we fight as one. Look out for Reavers.
Chat, the ramp spell gained them 3 life. I'm having flashbacks to magic. Please send help.
Light the signal fires.
Why did the ramp spell gain them life? Oh no. Yeah, probably a War Mother's Call deck. Big agree. Yeah, they're playing Tridemir and Denivia.
Welcome to the tipsy hour. Witness strength. Let's talk about your tab.
Yeah, at least the ramp spell wasn't also a threat. Big mood. I mean, I'm not supposed to save this. It does draw a card when it dies. Yeah, that's why I decided to cancel. Why I decided to cancel my historic streams for the next few days, Kenix. I didn't want to just like sit there and play a bunch of games of historic in a format that is going away in half a second. Isn't leveled at all. If I pass and they pass, am I okay with that? Probably not. Just do this and heal the Swain. It's been a good set, Griffinson. The Ash Lux deck we played before, this was really good. Actually, let's do this. So that way my Swain doesn't take extra damage. It's a decent rip too.
Strike them down. Ever watching.
There's still 2 mana off of saving this.
On the job. Alert the kitchen. We'll need more food.
Thanks, Watermelon.
Who would face me?
That's a big boy, chat. That is a big boy.
Merely pawn in the greater game. I feel good luck. Have fun.
I mean, like, do we expect them to have anything other than Tridemir that blocks Swain there? I kind of wanted to get Braum going. Yep.
Pledge yourself to our cause. Our strength is yours. Destination in sight. Bring these lands. Live to fight. Our banner will lead the way. Let's talk about your tab.
Can we grind a War Mother's Call? No, but we might be able to kill them. If we can kill them quickly. Swain's gonna level on their next turn.
They're out there. I'll spot them.
If I Death's Hand Does he level mid Death Sand at trigger? This works the way I want it to? Yes? God, digital games are great. Yeah, he's gonna come back and he'll be stunned. Yeah, the eye is so good.
I'll never yield. I will break them. I will break them.
I will never yield, immediately stunned, right?
Do they need our help?
Do they need our help?
Welcome to the tipsy hour. Winter, take you. Leave or nothing. I will break them.
I think that's probably the game, right? Just, too much, too many awkward cards just don't line up here. They have War Mother's Call going, so they're gonna keep getting a thing every turn. Just top deck another Leviathan. I mean, you're not wrong.
Let us get going. This'll take the chill off. Living dead no matter.
All right, I think no boat there means we're done for. Casual 5-9. This one felt okay. I feel like what's the best way to put it? Our match against the aggressive decks felt reasonable and was fairly close. This being your top end is really good against like other mid-range decks. Yeah, it's not quite big enough against other control is the issue. You basically don't the Ruination matchups just kind of put you down because your card advantage basically exists on the board by stunning through their stuff. So once they sweep up, it's hard for us to have meaningful plays left over, especially because our deck is trying to play things like Culling Strike and Death Sand and Avalanche. And while these are cards that give us good tools in the aggressive matchups and are things that we need to enable Swain, they cost us in the control matchups, right? Like that last game was a good example of how like they reset our board, and instead of having more pressure to be able to play out to stay in the game, we instead just had a bunch of cards that like kind of interact with their creatures, but don't allow us to actually run people down. Huh. I suppose you could just play War Mother's Call of your own. Is that good? Maybe that's fine. Dougie Adams, 6 to 25 months. I don't know. I feel like I kind of feel like this deck has the trying to play Swain makes us play a bunch of cards that mean we can't be good against both aggro and control. I think is like kind of the fundamental flaw. I think if you try and reposition your deck to be a better beatdown deck against control, you don't have enough things to enable Swain as your champion. Is kind of the core issue that I don't think is really solvable. Yeah, this was originally, like I said, this was a submission that was looking to play Braum and Swain. I think you can build Braum Swain to be good against aggro, or you could build it to be good against control, but I don't think we have the appropriate tools to build it to be good against both. With still trying to play these champions. I think if you switch to something like Vlad, you could position it to be a little bit more aggressive while still having some elements, because then you're not obligated to play as much removal. But that was my thoughts on that one. All right, at any rate, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. Really appreciate everybody that hung out. If you're new to the channel, I'm doing Runeterra stuff basically almost every single afternoon here. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon as well as Wednesday with 2 more decks. You can find all of my past stuff cut up deck by deck on my YouTube channel and my website, so be sure to check out both of those places if you enjoy my content. Really easy way to support and no cost to yourself is just check out my videos in both of those. I'll be back tomorrow with some magic into some Runeterra. Peace, folks. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day.